I gotta shave. Wow. Probably should have waited to do this video to do this because I need to shave again. Um, what's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing this morning? Awesome. Hey, I have a much needed conversation that I think I need to have. I just feel like I want to have anyway, and I don't know, who it will help. I want to have this conversation. It may not help many people because many people may not be open to listening. But I want to have a much needed conversation. Maybe many people may agree with me, many may not. So I don't want to prolong this too much. How are you all doing this morning? Awesome. Great. Wow. Maybe I should have shaved first before I did this video. Great. Now, this is for anyone. I just want to have a conversation. Let me say this. Welcome to my perspective. This is my perspective, okay? Welcome to my perspective. Uh, hey, great. Hey, I'm gonna shave this off of my face. But I mean, for the sake of time, I just actually got back from the mechanic, and didn't really take the time to shave. I just wanted to shoot this because I keep procrastinating on doing this. I keep putting it off, but I wanted to do this like right now, while it's still in my mind, while it's fresh. I want to do this right now. Okay. This is for the leaders. This is for if you're a Christian or not. If you're a leader, if you're an entrepreneur, this is for you. This is for people that are trying to build, that are concerned about their image. Are you? Do you fit in any of these categories? Let me just ask you: do you fit in any of these categories? Okay, and now I just want and I want to go on. I just want to go on record to say that I do this. This is welcome to my perspective. This is what I do. Okay, when I am upset, I try to stay off of social media. I try to. But when I'm aggravated, I try to stay off of social media, voicing um, my opinions. I've been guilty of doing it, and I'll try to take it off as quickly as I can if I do. But yeah, I mean, I'll try. I've been guilty of doing it. What I'm bringing up here is this. Okay, now let's suppose that. Let's suppose that you were. Let's suppose now. This is all pretend. This is pretend. But let's suppose that you were giving a planet. Okay, now this is said that there are millions of planets. Now, let's suppose you were given a planet at the end of this life. Let's suppose, God said, hey, you did a good job there, and I want to reward you with the planet. One of these millions of planets, I want to reward you. And so now your job is to go and create, to be a creator, and to build. and to make. And because you have been accustomed to what you've seen here, let's suppose your planet sort of duplicates this one in the sense of having people of different nationalities, different races, different people. And let's suppose you had the animals look like these. Let's suppose you have setup sort of like this one. Now, how would you feel if you had a race of people that fought against another race of people because they look differently, they act differently, they thought differently, or they, you had people that were tall, some were short. Um they just appeared differently, and they fought because they didn't agree, because they didn't look alike. How would you feel about that? How would you feel if these people were always complaining instead of producing? Would you want them to be producers, or would you want them to be masters of finding faults? What would you do with those people that constantly found fault instead of complain? I mean, instead of created. How would you feel about that? And the reason I'm bringing all this up, I really want people to think about this. I just really want people to think about it, because that's kind of what we have here. That this is a pretend, but it's a real situation. As a leader, as an entrepreneur, our job is to create, is not to complain. It's like Warren Buffett complaining. It's like Warren Buffett complaining if we're sitting in a room having a conversation and Warren Buffett comes and joins us, for a cup of coffee, and we're just talking about problems, or let's remember the TV show Undercover Boss, Now, let's suppose we have an undercover boss that's sitting amongst us, and he's just complaining with us, and then at the end of the show, you find out that this guy is a boss, but he walks off and doesn't do anything about it. You see what I'm saying? I mean, now the only difference is he's in a position to do something about it, or you find out he's in a position to do something about it. But if he just sits and complains, isn't that kind of a smack in the face? And I bring that up because we are in a position to change things. As an entrepreneur, our position is to change things. If we're sitting amongst everyone else complaining, it's like we're that Warren Buffett. We're complaining when we could be doing something to change it. We are creators. We have a planet. This is our planet. This is our planet. We can complain, but it's not productive. Why are we complaining when we can create? We're supposed to be creators, builders, not complaining about the wood that we have. We have to build with it. I can tell you, I absolutely there have been some things posted on social media that have offended me, and I will absolutely not do business. I mean, everyone has the right to voice their opinion, but and typically I really don't like to exclude, but I don't need the negative energy. I don't want to bring that negative energy into my organization, and so I don't want to be a part of that. And that's fine. I'm the type of person, I like to sit and observe. And once I find out that you're the type of person that I don't need to be around, then I just remove myself from the room. I can't change how you feel. You feel how you feel. Happy for you. But I don't need to be around that. I don't want that energy. And see, I noticed a lot of it's like, take for instance, Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, he had people sign contracts with Tiger Woods, but they drop those contracts, or they pull out. They refuse to do business with him because now he's a bad reflection of their company. He brings on a bad look. This happens all the time. As entrepreneurs, it's the same thing for us. We're a reflection of the company that we represent, not just our own company, but the company we represent. We bring a bad image if we're ranting. We're talking about things that is not in favor of the company. If we're disrespecting the company, if our company is being reflected as, well, this company looks like, I don't want to fool these people. They got these kind of guys over there, I don't want to be a part of that, I mean, this really happens. This really happens. It's like you trying to, I suppose, the dating scene. Would you go on a dating site not trying to be your best? Would you want to represent yourself as being angry, as being a fault finder, political on every aspect? Would you be satisfied with that, or would you try to be on your best behavior and attract people? See, these are the things that attract people. If you don't want to be attractive, then that's fine. That's your business. But if you're trying to attract people, you have to be attractive. And again, it's when you're building business, then it's the same thing. If you don't want to, if you're not concerned about it, then hey, that's a totally different thing. I get it. Hey, we all have the right to free speech. But the thing about it is when you're doing this, you could get things off your chest, and it feels good to get it off your chest. But that is still out there, and it's like after the moment is gone, I mean, you may have offended someone and they don't want to do business with you. I know, I don't believe I'm alone, but I know that there are people that I don't want to do business with because of their views, because of their political views, because it is highly offensive. I'll go on record to say I'm not really in favor of either candidate right now. They're one and the same to me, so I'll just say that and I'm done. But here's the thing. What I am observing is people that put so much emphasis on one than they do on the other, not doing the homework to even consider their imperfections. Or they're not necessarily imperfections, but they're character flaws that are highly offensive. And I could be wrong on this, but that tells me that is that type of person. That means that they're that type of person. See, and I don't want to take this too far out of here, but could you see yourself endorsing a child molester? See, I don't want to talk. I can't do business with the child molester because that's not me. I find that highly offensive. You belong in jail. If it were me and it were my child, then we'd be having a totally different conversation. So I don't want to endorse a rapist or a child molester. So when I see people put so much energy behind someone that does that or has done that, that tells me that that's typical of their character. Because I can't hang out with them type of people. I can't back them. I can't support them. So that's, and no one's perfect. Everyone's got some flaw. I get it. And again, this is not a political conversation, but it's just the idea of, you don't think about what people are thinking about you when you put so much energy out there, negative energy out there. They don't realize that this is a reflection of you. This conversation is a reflection of me. And if there are those that don't agree with me, if I offend them, I'm sorry, but I mean, right is right, wrong is wrong, and I mean, it's just, it's some things that need to be said, but this whole social media rant, if you're trying to build, if you're really trying to attract people, then that's the primary goal, the primary focus. See, what I've done is I've stepped back, the analytical side of me, I've stepped back, and I've taken a look at the leaders' pages, not just in our organization, but across the board, the top leaders in the industry. I've taken a look at their pages, if they have one, to see what do they post. How are they, and the type of responses. People that follow them, how do they respond? Do I find political conversations? No, I don't. It's goal driven. It's specifically goal driven. It's not about all the events that are happening around us. It's about driving toward their specific purpose. It's about teaching, edifying, creating content. They're clearly focused on their goal. All of these other things, it's as if it's a waste of time. They don't do it, So, hey, I felt like I needed I wanted to get this off my chest. I'm sure I spoke for a lot of people. Maybe I helped some, maybe I didn't. But it is something to consider if you're trying to build and build. If you're trying to be political, then be political. I respect it either way. It's really up to you. It's really up to you. Because as I said, we're creators. We don't have the right to complain. If you're a leader, your job is not to complain. Your job is to create. Your job is to lead. Your job is to actually be a visionary, to be the vision for the people that are following you, to give them something to work toward, because they can complain themselves. They don't need you for that, and they actually can probably do a better job. They may have different views, and they may not even agree with yours while they're complaining. So it's it is, as I said, it's our goal, because here's the thing. I heard a leader say before that she was talking about building foundations and companies that were built and how they crumbled and where they crumbled. It crumbled all the way to the point to where the foundation was laid wrong. Or the company built itself with strong foundations, but then when the crack in the building, or the crack in the structure started, it cracked all the way until it was the foundation was, or the building was built correctly. So all that's being done is in vain. That's my point. All that being done is in vain. When you're creating or putting negative energy out there, when you're complaining all the time, when you're not goal driven, you're not attracting people, but you're actually, even if you do build, it's going to crack and it's going to crack and everyone's going to leave. I've been in companies that this has happened. They're going to leave and it's going to crack all the way to when it needs to be rebuilt again. So, as I heard a leader say, we don't want to build this more than once. We want to build it one time. This is why personal development is so important. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you have millions, if you have billions, and your personality is so flawed, how long will you be able to keep that money or keep that organization going? You know, it's do you want to, how do you want to duplicate? What do you want to duplicate? You know, because most people don't realize that, you know, the negative energy they're putting out there, they're duplicating that negative energy. If you have kids and they act just like you, a lot of parents were guilty of saying these, you know, my child is just like this or that, not realizing that, wait a minute, my child was created with my DNA, my genes, and my child is acting just like me. You know, but that's what has been passed down. So, listen, I need to get off of this thing. I had a whole lot to really say, but I need to get off this thing because I'm 21 minutes in. Listen, I hope you have an awesome, amazing day. I really appreciate your time. I'll see you all again on the next video. I'm going to go shave. I should have did this before, but I had to get this off my chest right now. Thank you for your time, for watching. I'll see you all again on the next video. Bye-bye.